Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner Studio, and with me today are two of our officers from the Warren County Sheriff's Office. We have Sergeant Cindy Burke and we have Sergeant Terry Fritts. And they're here today. Robbie threw you under the bus.
That he did.
Because normally we have Robbie Seal come in here and he always brings somebody with him. And he said, I am just so busy. I'm so busy. And Terry didn't have anything to do.
Yeah, okay. Terry's got plenty to do.
Terry's got plenty to do. So today we're going to talk primarily about the upcoming DARE Day, which is a good program. It's in our schools and stuff. So who wants to start that out?
I can start it.
Yeah.
We haven't had DARE Day in the past couple of years due to COVID, and we are bringing her back this year. It's going to be May the 24th at the Bing Crosby Stadium. We have face painting, fire and rescue, air care, canine demos, the IRV will be there, radar pitch, bounce houses, the duck tank.
Right.
We are going to ask Sheriff and one of our lieutenants to be in that. I think that'll be great.
Well, Sheriff Olive always volunteers for things
Yes.
like that. He's a good sport when it comes time to getting dunked. He don't mind.
And I think a lot of the kids would like to have Lieutenant Collins in. So we're going to, hopefully he'll get in.
All right.
Volleyball, kickball, Deal Built Racing. It's going to bring out their cars.
Yeah.
And we have Steve Foster with Gracie coming
Yeah,
out.
she's so cool. That mule is hilarious. But these DARE Day programs in the past have always been very successful. The kids love it. And what's the DARE dog's name? I mean,
McGruff?
McGruff. I couldn't think of that. McGruff. He'll be there. That's your job, isn't it, Terry?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if I fit in that costume.
So the DARE Day stuff, that was always popular. You know, there's a controversy I hear about it, but I think it works. I think that you can get people aware of things going on, and that's the right age to reach someone, don't you think?
Yes. This year during our DARE instruction, we brought in juvenile rules along with DARE to kind of help the kids with today's
Sure.
events. I would rather them know about assaults, know about vaping, all that's going on today in this society.
Right. And Cindy is the SRO sergeant, so you're involved in the school, so you see it on a first-hand daily
I
basis.
see it every day.
So do you think this SRO program is good?
Yes.
Well, we'll
I
bring
do.
that. We weren't supposed to talk about that. We're going to talk about it anyway. But I always thought, it's a good light to, back when we were growing up, you always went to the police. If you had a problem, you always called the local Leo guy, and he'd be right there to protect you. And then kind of like throughout the 70s, kind of like swung the other way again. The police are the bad guys, but I think we're coming back the other direction.
Being an SRO, we're bringing the kids to us, not when they just have a problem.
Exactly, right.
We want them to come to us.
And it'd be because part of that community policing. I
Foster
think.
positive
I
relationships
think
with
so.
the youth and let them know that, an officer's a safe place to go
Sure.
to
It's
talk
not the
to
bad
if you
guy,
have
he's a
any
good guy,
issues.
right.
It's a mentorship.
I think so. And that's the one thing we were going to talk before we started was it's good to have these younger deputies in those roles too, because, I think people can see that. Sometimes you get an old guy in there that's, got 1 foot in retirement. He's not always the grandfatherly type. Sometimes they are.
Well, some of them do call me Nana. But I'm the mommy hen of the schools.
But that's okay. That means whatever you're doing is working. When they have that's a term, a dear term of affection. Is that what they call it? Yeah. Right. So DARE Day, that's a great thing coming up. Tell me again, what's the date?
May 24th.
May 24th. That's a Saturday.
No, sir, that's next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Yep,
Yes.
coming up quick.
Oh my gosh! School is going to be over before you realize it. I mean, it's right around the corner.
Right.
That's hard. Next Tuesday. Oh my gosh!
And DARE Day's for our 5th graders. So it's only open to those guys.
We'll have
Unfortunately, you're not
fifth
able
graders
to
from all
Oh
of
my
our
gosh! Here I
schools.
was expecting to. 5th graders is one of the most influential periods in school. It's when the hormones kick in. It's where they go from hating girls to liking girls. You know what I mean? And they grow a foot. They start off this big, and at the end of the year, they're a foot taller.
Through the
Yeah,
growth spurt.
it's a great time. That's where you see my son-in-law teaches 5th grade. And that's what he said. It's one of the best grades because you just see such a change in people in that 1 year. It's great. So I'm glad you guys are doing it. It's always great work. So what's coming up next? We just finished with our drug take back day. How'd that go?
Yes, on April 30th, we had Drug Take Back Day from 10 to 2. We collected 134.2 pounds of narcotics or prescription drugs.
All right.
And we were able to turn that into the DEA. So I don't know what the total stats were that were collected. They have not been posted yet.
But even
for the DEA.
132 pounds, that's a
Yeah,
lot.
significant amount.
It is. It is.
And it's better for us to collect it up than for it to end up on the street. And a lot of these were controlled substances, like your morphines, your Percocets, your Vicodins.
Right.
So we don't want those to fall
We
into
definitely
the
don't
wrong
want you to
hands.
flush them down the toilet. That
No.
was like when I was growing up. I'll flush them down. Well, we realize that's not really a good thing. You know.
No, you're going to contaminate your drinking water if you're
Exactly.
flushing it down, especially if you're on public water.
Right.
Or even if you're on well, that's going to go back into your septic system and it can filter into your own drinking water. So
Right.
you don't want to do that. In the event that you have drugs or narcotics that you need to dispose of, you can contact your local pharmacy or you can contact the sheriff's office. We have some of the doTERRA drug neutralizing bags that are available to the public for free.
Yeah, it's always a good thing to do that. So we don't want to, like you say, there's a lot of things, and they do end up in the street. And
They do.
kids will take something, or adults, and next thing you know, we got pill here and a pill there, and it turns into a bad situation.
Right.
So what else is coming up here? I know we got a few things over the summer.
Yes, so we're trying to target a public safety day and try to create an annual event. It's going to be somewhat similar to like a national night out where you're going to have your first responders, your fire and rescue, your sheriff's department, your police department. We're trying to also incorporate the Virginia State Police with the heat for the VIN etching. We're also looking at trying to have a shred day to be a part of that. We're going to do the child seat safety installation. We're going to have installers available to teach people how to safely put in a car seat.
You know, that car seat thing, it seems easy.
Yeah.
You think like,
Oh, it's not.
It's not as easy, and like a lot of the new cars now have actually places to hook them, into the seats. But it's not an easy thing to do it properly and safely.
And even the hooks that are in the seat, they have weight limits and restrictions to it. So you really need to read the owner's manual of your car seat and what your vehicle owner's manual say to make sure that they line up. Because just because it has a hook doesn't mean it's
Well,
safe to
and
use.
that's the last thing. Oh, we know how to do it. We were putting together something here. I said, "Did you read the instructions?" Because it was all backwards,
Right.
But that's true. Read the instructions first. They're there for a reason. We have some translation problems sometimes, but
Occasionally.
you can totally follow the pictures. That's what we say. So well, we got a fun day. Also, you guys are planning to do.
Yes, July 21st, we're looking at having a fun day for our youth. It's going to be our third annual fun day. The age limit on that
It's 11
is
to 13 years of age.
They cut me out every time. I'm sorry. I mean, well, we show up anyway. We'll just say
Yes.
we're here to
There's-
report on it.
We'll
There's
let you
canoeing.
attend, especially
There's
for you.
canoeing, there's fishing, there's swimming. I mean, the kids have a blast.
I know. It's just amazing. All these events, like the football camp that the sheriff put out this year. I was there and covered that, and it was amazing. The kids that are there are really into. I mean, they participate, and that's really what we want to do in our community. All these events is all about community policing and.
Yeah, our sheriff's department, Sheriff Butler is really into the giving back to the community, and Sergeant Burke and myself are part of the community policing unit. So we're going to be the ones to organize the events and try to come up with ideas that will better the community and to the department so we can foster more positive relationships with the community, specifically the youth.
If you can you don't know the effect you're going to have on someone and how long-term effect that is. That one encounter changes people's lives forever, and
does.
and if that keeps them on the right side of the law, that's a good thing. That was money well spent because we, like I always tell people. I'm always kidding the sheriff. Well, you just deal with the 2% of the population but it's true. The 98% of us try to comply and do the right thing and be good people and good neighbors, but it's that 2%, and all it takes is one encounter to keep you on the right side, I think.
And chances are you'll never know what that encounter
You
was.
never know.
So
Well, I always tell people, and when I was growing up, was people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, and that's so true in everything.
That's true.
And so we want to know, and we want to make sure that the community knows that our policing efforts, our real police, the sheriff, state police, they're all there to really to make things safe for us and do it. It's great. It's, good things and bad things happen, but, like I said, we do the best we can with what we got and keep going. That's
Right. And we have an amazing community. They support us for most of our projects that we're doing. And without donations, we wouldn't be able to do the DARE Day or the Public Safety
Right.
Day or the Fun Day. So a big shout out to all of the community here that has embraced us and helped us bring
Right.
these great services to the community.
Yeah, because I know you always have a few that show up at every one of them, and they're there, rain or shine, and you're early. It takes a lot of work to put on an event.
It does.
One day event. We work on it for months to get that one day to come off.
And it takes a lot of money between buying the stuff for the event, whether it's food, drink, or supplies, or even if we're trying to offer a service like with the Public Safety Day, we're going to do the Child Safe ID kits. To purchase the equipment is very expensive, and graciously the Moose donated the equipment to
Right.
us to be able to provide this service.
Right.
So without that contribution, we wouldn't be able to provide the service.
Right. So it's a great shout out to all our supporters, and we'll put a list of them here in the bottom of our story and give them a little plug there. It's always good. I mean, they don't really do it for the plug.
No.
It's part of their community give back as well. In fact, we have a lot of donations. We don't know where they come from.
Correct.
and they don't want you to tell anybody, but they do want to help, and that's something you can do. If it's something like this interests you, get hold of Terry here at the Sheriff's Office, and they'll be glad to tell you where to send the money. It's great.
Definitely want to work with any of the entities in the community that want to help support making the community better and being able to offer events to our public
Right.
and our community.
If they have an idea. Sometimes people think all it takes is one idea. I remember last year or so when Matt Huff got together with the sheriff, twisted his arm for a softball program. That was took a couple days to get everybody on board, but it came out and people loved it and they played and it was great. So we do all sorts of things to help. Every little bit adds up. I think that's the thing to remember. So we got the DARE Day coming up on May 24th. That's going to be at Bing Crosby, only for fifth graders.
That's right.
Unfortunately,
Now,
sorry.
is that for old fifth graders or for new coming fifth graders?
All fifth graders.
So even the ones that are going to be,
No,
Oh.
it's just the ones this year.
all right, so graduating fourth graders can't sneak in there. Huh?
No, not yet.
They'll
They
get
get
their
theirs
turn
next year.
Oh my gosh, they have such loopholes. I mean, anyway, that's okay. So only fifth graders, May 24th. So mark your calendar for that. We want to congratulate you. Our drug take back day, that was successful. And you do that twice a year.
Yes,
And
we
that's in-
typically do it in October and April, and that's by the DEA's guidelines.
right.
So you can go to dea.gov and see when the next take back day
Right.
is, or you can go to our website, warrencountysheriff.org, and we will post it in the community relations section.
We promote that real heavily just here as
Yes.
well and try to encourage people to participate.
And this was the most successful that we've had year to date that I'm aware of.
Well, that's because the Royal Examiner just blasted the airwaves with it.
Well, I
We're going
mean-
to take all that credit, sure.
We'll take it wherever we can get it. As long as we can get the word out and get the drugs off the street,
All right,
that's all that
and you're
matters.
going to listen. We're going to come back later next month or so and start talking about the Public Safety Day.
Yes, we
a
should
fun
have some
day.
more information on the Public Safety Day in the coming
and as well
days.
as Fun Day. We
Yes.
got something in June, something in July,
Yes.
and when we get there in June, we'll talk about August, September, and October. Right?
Yep, we'll have all that.
We'll have
Well,
something.
now the
going.
Fun Day, the applications are still in the schools
Okay.
for our kids, and they're also on our website, or they can stop by the office and pick up an application.
Great.
We still have openings left.
Right, but again, there's age restrictions for all this, but
11 to 13.
But it's great, and that's just the perfect age to get right in there. I'll get my
It's a lot of fun.
It is. It's
I
a
don't
lot
know
of-
who enjoyed it more, the deputies or the kids.
I think the deputies enjoy it as much. It's a lot of fun. It's great. Of course, there's a lot of activities, coming over the summer, and this is a great addition.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate it, Sergeant Burke, Cindy, if you don't mind. We call you Sergeant Cindy Burke and Sergeant Terry Fritts. So stop by the sheriff's office, and
At the sheriff's office, or the kids can pick them up in school.
we're going to be there tomorrow. The town is putting on a part of their charrette at the public safety building, so you'll probably see a bunch of people coming in and out of your building. So,
That's kind of normal.
well, they said, "Where is it?" I said, "It's the sheriff's office." Oh, I know where that is. They don't know where the public safety building is, but we know where the sheriff's office is. It's great to have you here. Really appreciate it, and we'll bug Robbie next time and see. We'll make him do it twice.
Hey, that works.
I think you should.
I think you think so.
Yes, I think you should.
Yeah, he's spreading rumors about you anyway, and we'll talk about that later.
All right.
All right. Thanks again, guys. I really appreciate you coming in.